Welcome to your Power Flow practice. In today's practice, we are going to get started with our breath, beginning in an easy seated position. If it feels good to take support beneath the body, go ahead and do that if you have something nearby to use. I love a blanket beneath my bum, but I don't have one, so I'm going to use my padding. It's built into my body. Go ahead and find that comfortable seated position. And know if that's not for you, just find a shape that works. You might take the hands to the knees, or they might fall in the lap. And then take these first few breaths just to shake out any kinks, take any movements you feel called to take before arriving in stillness. If you haven't closed down the eyes already and you feel comfortable doing so, go ahead and do that. And if not, know that softening the gaze in front of you is a great place to land. And as you begin to lean into the stillness of this seated position, gently allow your awareness to fall in the direction of your breath. In these first few breaths, not forcing anything, just allowing the rhythm of the breath to move at its own natural pace, while allowing your awareness to gently observe that rhythm. And as you continue to linger here in the stillness of this position, I invite you to slowly move your awareness through the body. From the crown of the head right through to the base of the feet. You might notice your awareness may move quickly to one or more places that might have a little bit more resistance today. Or maybe you're noticing an overall sense of ease in the body, allowing that awareness to travel with the rhythm of the breath gently from one end of the body to the other. And now, having completed that scan of the body, I invite you to acknowledge any places that may have stuck out, that may have spoke a little louder, and to create an intention to really serve and nourish those areas through your movement in this practice today. And just know that if there was a lot of ease, celebrate that and welcome a movement that celebrates that ease. Wherever the hands have landed, gently connect them at center, draw them up through the heart center. And we'll take one deep cleansing breath here together, in through the nose. And release it out the mouth with an audible sigh. Slowly welcome the eyes back to life. Blink them open. Find a little bit of movement to shake out here. And then let's meet in a tabletop position. Coming to land in this tabletop position. Beginning to cycle through some gentle cow-cat movements. Take these at your own pace. Add in any additional movement that feels good. In today's practice, we are going to get started. Get started with some movement. Woo! We're going to get started with a little gentle love for the hips. After we love on our spine here. 2 more rounds here. Final time. And then coming back to meet at a neutral spine before finding some hip circles. Just beginning to welcome some movement into the hips. You might take this as a check-in. Hey, what's up? How you feeling? And you might stay here with the wrists beneath the shoulders. Or you might welcome a little bit more awakening into the wrists, maybe taking the hands closer to the body, maybe walking the hands a little bit further away. Kind of moving the other direction. Kind of getting a little max value out of this shape here. Getting some awakening in the wrists. Get the party going with all the popping in the hips. Ha ha. One more time. Awesome. Come back to center. If you've adjusted the position of the hands, go ahead and take them back beneath the shoulders if it feels comfortable to do so. And then lift the right leg out to a fire hydrant shape, keeping the torso square to the mat if possible. And begin to find 3 hip circles in each direction. Woo! Good morning, hips. Good evening, whenever you're doing this. Release back to center. Moving through the other side, drawing the left leg out to a fire hydrant before gracefully or very ungracefully creating 3 big circles in each direction. Whew, slow release. Come back to center. This time, tuck the toes, connect the big toes at the back of your mat. Slowly walk the hands in to meet the knees. Then roll up onto the toes. We're gonna come into a toe squat here. But I always like to think about that, you know, like when you got the little nail pads in your toenails. So really make that big, wide, stable base. And release the knees to the mat. You might sink all the way back. Whoo. Maybe lean forward a little bit. Just check in. Find your edge. And then a little bit of final love on the wrists. Gently rolling them out in the opposite direction. I think I might be going in the same direction. But if the intention is good, whoo, it's got to be worth something. You're doing it wrong, but you feel good about it. Awesome. One final breath here. Really feel the fire in your toes. Woo! And release. Coming back to a tabletop. Lift the toes, take the knees hip distance apart. Woo. Wiggle some life into them. Hello, what's up? Good morning. There we go. Take the hands forward, tuck the toes, send the hips to the sky. Make any adjustments in your stance as you arrive in your first downward dog. Taking a little movement if it feels good. Inviting that stillness if that's what you're craving. Thinking about drawing the forearms in together. Slowly walk the feet to meet your hands at the top of your mat. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms sweep overhead. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Hands come to opposite elbows. We're in a ragdoll shape. Staying here for 3 complete breaths, finding any movement that feels good to you. If that's hanging out at center, stay there. You might bring a little bit more intention into the low back on each side. So really releasing compression any way we land in this shape. You think about taking that left elbow outside the right knee. Really breathing life into the left low back. Moving through center to the other side. Final breath here. Release the hands to the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back, right foot stays where it is. Release the left knee to the mat. Inhale, arms sweep overhead. You might connect the palms, you might keep the arms separated or in a low lunge. Maybe there's a little bit of a back bend here. Left hand releases to the mat. Inhale, peel the right shoulder open to the sky. You might take the hand to the hip here, release it behind the back, or maybe you connect with the extended leg. Hello, quads. How are ya? This is just one of my most favorite shapes. Feel all of the things and make any adjustments. If you notice my knee is a little bit jutting forward, if you need to inch your foot forward or you need to extend that back leg back further, go ahead and do that. And if you don't have that full connection here, if that's a little far away or a lot of far away, know that just starting here, take the heel in the direction of the bum, maybe extend the arm back, maybe the hand to the hip, or a really good place to utilize a prop. So a strap, a tea towel, a belt. Wearing a belt while you do yoga? Maybe. A lot of stretchy jeans these days. Final breath here. Slowly release. Make any adjustments, a little easy forward and back movement before sending the toes of the right foot to the sky, finding your half splits. Thinking about drawing the inner thighs in toward one another. Lots of times talk about when our shoulders are creeping up to our ear that we want to separate them, break up the party, no kiss in there. But think about drawing the thighs together like that's a party you're inviting. Let them meet, let them hang out. Bring that energy together. One more breath. Woo. And slow release. Little bit of movement. Root through both hands. Take the right foot back. Send the tailbone to the sky, downward facing dog. Enjoy a little bit of movement here. Whatever feels good. Step the left foot to land behind the left wrist. Right knee releases to the ground. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. You might keep your gaze forward. Maybe you take your gaze to the sky. And slowly release. Right hand comes to the mat as the left hand extends to the sky. Had to check. Yeah, right hand on the mat. Right and left is hard sometimes. Maybe a lot of the time. One more breath here. Then allowing the left hand to come to the hip, maybe finding that half binder if it feels right to do so, connecting to the extended foot. Make any adjustments. And you might stay here with the sole of the left foot connected. It feels good to open up, find a little bit of space coming into that winged lizard. Go ahead and do that. However this shape can best serve you, take that. One more breath. Gently release from wherever you're at. Make any adjustments before sending the toes of the left foot to the sky. Half splits. Inviting that same party on the left side, drawing the inner thighs toward one another. And gently release. Take both hands to the top of the mat. Step the feet back. Hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Slowly guide the feet to the top of your mat. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step or hop back, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale to rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, high plank. Let's hang out here for a minute in this high plank, not for a full minute. We could do it. We're not gonna hang out for a full minute. Let's land here in this high plank. Holding here for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here. This time we shift forward on the toes, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release back. Final time for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release all the way down to low plank. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat, step or hop your way up. Inhale to rise, exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step back, high to low plank. Inhale to upward. We're gonna stay here for a full breath this time. So inviting a little gentle adjustment. Lots of times we default right into this, pop right up. But I invite you to keep a little gentle bend in the elbows, then draw the shoulders down and back, really broaden through the front body, and then press all the way up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Extend the left leg long behind you. Pausing here just to find that length. Keep the hips closed. Then step the left foot through to the top of the mat. Rise up, warrior two. Woo, maybe your hips are loving this. Wake up. Holding here. Big, strong breaths. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. Know that you have options here. You can keep the leg bent, but if it feels good to straighten the leg, know you're welcome to do that. You're always looking for a way to make these shapes meet you where you're at, serve your needs today. Slow release back to warrior two. Forearm to the thigh, extended side angle. Maybe staying here. We'll come into this shape a second time in just a minute. So know if you're itching to find more depth, there's time. Kind of nice to hang out for a hot second here. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And release warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Open up triangle. Find your breath, send it to the back body, side body, and release to warrior two. Coming into extended side angle for a second time, you might stay with the forearm on the thigh. Maybe you take the hand to the mat, or you might release the arm behind the back, finding a half bind or a full bind if that's calling to you. Maybe the floor feels surprisingly far away. Good place for a block. I always talk about our body as the best prop, but unless I can get another foot right here. One more breath. Slowly release the hands through center, coming into a wide leg forward fold. One more breath here. Maybe a little bit of movement. Slowly draw the heels in, toes out. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands come through heart center as we exhale. You might have to adjust. Maybe you got a little zealous on your wide leg fold stance. That's okay. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Sinking to goddess. Crowd favorite, goddess. In our goddess pose, let's take the hands to the ears, finding a little gentle, is it ever gentle? Little gentle goddess crunches. The spine is long, pulling the pit of the belly into the spine, sinking down, drawing the knees out. Make sure we can see those toes. Inhale through center. Exhale, right elbow, right hip. Inhale, center. Exhale, left elbow, left hip. The direction of, if you can touch it, whoo. I'm gonna go for the direction of. Exhale, right to right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left to left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Holding for 30. No, just kidding. Inhale, release, rise up. Arms extend overhead, feet come parallel. Exhale, fold. I couldn't even humor that joke for a couple counts. Not today, not today. Slowly walk the hands towards what was the back of your mat. Right foot follows. Inhale, rise up. Warrior two. Shoulders draw down and back. Strong stance. One more breath. And release, extended side angle. And again, know if this isn't the place for you to start or for you to land, find more depth if it feels better to explore one of those more challenging variations. Take it right off the hop. If it feels better to find less than this, find less than this. I like staying here right now. It feels a little like a nice stretchy break. Ish. And release back to warrior two. Flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Inhale to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Draw the arms forward. Triangle. Another really good shape to use a prop. You can always have a block inside the leg. You can take the hand behind the leg. Inhale, warrior two. And release, extended side angle. Maybe staying here, maybe taking that bind, maybe taking the hand to the mat. One more strong breath. Awesome. Release, rise up, warrior two. Feet come parallel. We're in a 5-pointed star. Inhale, arms extend overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Find any movement that feels good here. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Slowly heel toe your feet to land beneath the hips. From here, rooting through the left foot, finding a tree pose. Foot might come to the mat. Foot might come to the calf or maybe to the inner thigh. Laughing because I feel like might is the word to follow. Setting your drishti gaze, finding that focal point, clawing into the mat. Soften in your standing leg. All the wobbling, that's okay. I always think in these challenging balancing positions that showing up is half the battle. We're here, we're doing it. I want to do some high fives, I'd for sure fall. So high five in your mind. Maybe hands stay here, maybe you take them up. Slowly release, slowly release. Shake it out. Taking the weight back into the left leg, drawing the right knee up through center. Softening that standing foot, again, clawing into the earth like our life depends on it. Opening to the side. Back to center. Staying here, repeating, or maybe taking the peace fingers. Saying a little prayer, extending your foot to the front. And opening to the side. Holding here. This feels like a warrior. We're warriors right now. Slow release. Let it go. Shake it out. I love extended big toe because it is such an impressive shape. It just looks phenomenal. So we're doing awesome things here, however you land in these shapes. Rooting through the left foot, coming into tree pose. And by left, I mean right. Rooting through the right. I'm really committed to struggling with left and right today. Consistently struggling. Yes. If it feels good to find more depth here, you can always take the arms up, eyes up. If you haven't tried closing down the eyes, I invite you to do so. It's super challenging. I feel like it's significantly harder than you'd expect. I gotta just balance with my eyes closed. Find your breath. One more breath. And gently release. High five, high five, high five. Release. Maybe wiggle some life into your ankle. Still got a little work to do here. Again, root through that strong standing right leg. Draw the knee up to center, open up. Oh boy. Come back to center, stay here, or make friends with the fingers and the toe. Extending to the front and to the side. Oh, maybe. Set that focal point if you want to know how important it is. Let your eyes wander and see what your body does. Holding here for one more breath. And gently release. I tell you, when I started, I was looking around and my body's like, is this what we're doing? Okay. Inhale, arms extend. Exhale to fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. From your fold, walk the hands and the feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, step back, high to low plank. Inhale to upward. And exhale, downward facing dog. Both feet step to the top of the mat, connecting the big toes at center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit back to chair. You notice the collapse in the spine. I always have to really think about pulling the pit of the belly into the spine, or I don't do it. If that's you. And just know if it feels better to have a little bit of space between the feet in this shape, go ahead and do that. It's cute to keep the toes connected, but I like to draw all of the things into center, really pray and hope while I land in this shape. Pray for it to be over. No, just kidding. It's good. We're doing good things here. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. Find your breath, keeping the hands extended or drawing them through heart center. Let's sink 1 inch lower. Inhale, arms extend overhead. Rising up. Exhale, fold forward. Staying for a full breath. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center, sit back to chair, finding a prayer twist to the right. Hooking the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. I really had to think about what was happening with my mouth and my body, but good news, it's the same. This time. Maybe sink 1 inch lower, maybe a millimeter. One more strong breath. Slow release back to center. Inhale to rise. Exhale, fold forward. Rinse it out. Maybe a little movement here. Inhale, arms rise. We rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Sink back to chair. Final time, twisting. Twisting with a prayer to the left. And you might check in. The instinct is for the knees to pull to the left side of your space as we twist. Check in that they're driving forward to the front of your space. That energy is going forward. Forward-ish. One more breath here. Release to center, heel toe the feet, hip distance apart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, step or hop back, high to low plank. Inhale to upward. And exhale, downward facing dog. Extend the right leg long behind you. Draw the heel into the bum. Peel the hips open. Pause here. Then stay here or flip your dog. Feet come parallel. Hips are driving to the sky. You might even squeeze your bum a little. One more breath. Release, coming into a side plank, rooting through the left hand. Options here, might take that knee down, might stack the feet. Might is a good word here. Mighty, mighty. Maybe lifting a leg, maybe not. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release back to high plank. Press all the way back. Downward facing dog. Imagine a world where everyone was like, I can't get enough side plank. I just need more side plank. Makes me think of Christopher Walken in SNL. Cowbell and side plank, they're like the same, right? Okay. One more breath here, taking any cleansing movement that feels good. This time we extend the left leg long, draw the heel to the bum, peel open. Stay here or flip your dog. And just notice, always as we move through side to side, we don't always acknowledge it, but such a good opportunity to notice how these shapes occur differently from side to side in the body, noticing any discrepancies, any extra tight spots. Send the hips up. Slow release. Coming into a side plank on the right, rooting through the right hand, finding the variation that serves you best. Whew. All the wobbling, it just happens. Embrace it. Squeeze more, pray more, hope more. Here we go. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow release. Whew, that was a struggle. Press back, downward facing dog. And take the knees to the mat wide. Big toes connect, press back to child's pose. Finding some movement if that feels good. Allowing your body to surrender to the mat if that's what's calling. Now you might stay here in this child's pose, finding movement, holding stillness, or exploring an inversion of your choice. Maybe using the wall, maybe using your mat, and our best assistant, our body. I'm gonna take a forearm hat. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna do a forearm headstand. If that's a new shape, or if you need a little reminder, taking the hand to the forehead, wherever that middle finger lands is the middle of our finger cradle, interlacing the fingers, creating that awesome cradle for the head to rest in, and then drawing the elbows in towards one another, looking to stack the bones. And as you come in, taking the weight into the forearms, really thinking about pressing actively into and away from the earth. Walk the feet in as close as possible, and then slowly making your way up. Keeping that focal point. This makes me think how I said, hey, in tree, you should close down your eyes. It makes it way harder. I don't know if I've tried closing my eyes upside down.
Feels like I should do it when I'm gonna put it into the universe. It's a real opportunity to exercise integrity because I'm pretty sure nobody can see my eyes right now. Holding here, one more breath. And gently, with control, or maybe a quick rocket to the ground, that's okay too. Coming back to meet in a child's pose when you're ready. Taking the knees wide if they're connected. And then slowly guiding the hands off the right side of your space. Slow release back through center. Taking the hands to the left. Release to center, rise up. Make your way all the way onto your back. We've arrived. We did it. Almost Shavasana. Draw the knees to the chest. Find a little movement that feels good. Maybe a gentle shift side to side. Maybe some figure eights or circles or bicycles or karate kicks. And then coming into a shoulder stand. We'll take one round of shoulder stand and plow, so we'll hold for about 5 breaths. But just know if you need a little bit more time in this shape, I invite you to take it. And if shoulder stand's not for you, a really great place to land is in waterfall, taking a support beneath the bum, kind of beneath the sacrum, and then sending the soles of the feet to the sky. Feel like you got to do a little jig here, do a little jig. Final breath. And slow release to plow. And depending on where you're at in this, if it's been a hot minute since you've done this, know you can bend the knees. That's a good place to start. You can even take the knees on the other side of the ear. Do a little deaf man's pose. Slowly, with control, draw the knees into center. Release your body all the way to the mat. Make any adjustments before extending the right leg long. Left knee draws in towards the chest. And finding a supine twist to the right. Making any adjustments to really ground the shoulders heavily into the earth. Slow release to center. Draw both knees back to the chest. This time taking the hands to the shins or the thighs. Chin draws into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. One breath. And slow lower. This time extending the left leg long. as we find a supine twist to the left side of our space. Gentle release to center. Finding any final movement that you might be craving before we come to meet in our final resting pose. Might be a happy baby, it might be a nice extension, maybe a little windshield wiper movement of the legs. When you feel satisfied and nourished, slowly releasing the feet to the bottom corners of your mat. Allowing the arms to fall softly by the body, palms towards the sky. And with each breath in, inviting ease and peace to the body. And with each breath out, letting go of a little more resistance. Shavasana. Linger here in this shape as long as it feels good to do so, as long as your space and schedule allow. But if you're ready to close your practice with me, gently awaken the body through easy movements. Slowly begin to extend the arms overhead, lengthen from the fingertips through to the toes. Slowly begin to bend the knees, walk the feet in toward the bum. Hands draw to the back of the thighs, chin to the chest, squeezing into a ball. One breath here. Before slowly rock and rolling up and down the spine, coming to meet in an easy seated position. Hands draw through heart center. And together, closing this practice with one full, deep cleansing breath. Inhaling a sense of appreciation for ourselves, for our community, and letting go of that no longer serves. Full breath in. And deep breath out. Thank you so much for landing on your mat and choosing to share a space with me. Have the best day.